Good morning, students. It is Monday, September 14th. It is an asynchronous day for science and math, but it is a synchronous day for literacy and social studies. So make sure that you join those Google Meets, but for science and math, you can work on this work on your own. If you do have questions, you can join the Google Meet, and I will be in there and I can address any questions that you have throughout the day on this work here. Uh, that gets us to our definition for Friday. So on Friday, the word of the day was synchronous, and the teachers have decided that, or not decided, but we define it as live or happening at the same time. And so if you had a definition around this, then that's fine. It doesn't have to be word for word exact, but something around the same idea. So an example of a synchronous event would be our Google Meets on Tuesdays and Fridays. Everybody's in the Google Meet at the same time. It's happening live and it's happening at the same time. So that would be a synchronous event. So today's task, you have three things to do. The first one is to answer the question in Google Classroom for today's word of the day. And that word of the day is asynchronous. So make sure that you're defining asynchronous here in that question. The second task, you are going to read through the grading policy, and then you're going to complete the grade policy form. Once you submit this Google form, make sure that you go back to Google Classroom and you click Turn In when you're finished. And that way, I can see who has completed it and who has not, and then I can send some reminders out that way. That's a little bit easier on my end. And then number 3, make sure that you complete the Nature of Science pre-course questionnaire. So that again is on Google Classroom, and I will show you where to find all of these. I've altered it slightly so that it's easier to find all the new materials for today. But make sure that you submit this Google form, and then again, go back to Google Classroom, click on Turn In, and then that way I can see that through Google Classroom that you have completed it. So now if we flip over to Google Classroom, you'll see all of these are scheduled to release at 6 in the morning, which I'm recording this the night before, so this will be up when you get in. And you can find all of the activities. They're labeled here. First, you're going to start with the intro video, of course. Second one you're going to do, or I guess the first activity is the word of the day, and this is where you will define asynchronous in your own words. Number 2 is the grading policy, and so this has 2 documents with it. The first one is the grading scale or the grading policy for all of the science classes in 8th grade. And then the last one here is the Google form that you'll complete on your own. There's one thing in the Google form that it asks that is actually not on here. There are 9 rubrics that we are going to be evaluating you on. And so there's one of the questions in here that asks, how many rubrics are you evaluated on this year, or something along those lines. We have 9 of them. We are going to meet on Wednesday, and we're going to finish that planning and what that looks like, so that we can get those rubrics out to you, and you can have those throughout the year so that you know where you stand and what you need to improve on, and we can give you feedback on those throughout so that your grade can go up from there. But that's the only question that's not actually on the grading scale, but we will make sure that we tell you in the future when we know exactly, or when we have that rubric locked down. And then lastly, you have the pre-course questionnaire, which is down here. Here's the Google form for it. It's 6 questions. And then again, do not Google any of your answers. Your grade is not going to be dependent on your answer at all. So it's basically just a completion thing. So make sure that you try your best. It'll give me a lot of information going forward on how I can be the best teacher for you. And so, yeah. Awesome. Great. Thank you so much, students. Hopefully I will see some of you in the Google Meet tomorrow if you have questions. If you do not have questions, then I will see you on Tuesday for our synchronous meeting. Thank you so much and have a good rest of your day.